and teach them right from wrong, and that love can conquer all. You rock the cradle, the words inside. Every single woman, mother, auntie, woman,
Water Aid Liberia presents Her Voice, a 1 hour program that is aired on Tube FM every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Her Voice gives women and girls the space to air their voices about issues that bother many on water, sanitation, and hygiene. The show seeks to increase knowledge and share information, influence decisions, strengthen collaboration, and solicit ideas to enhance women's potential to access and afford sustainable services for clean water, decent toilets, and good hygiene, nutrition, as well as their sexual reproductive health and rights. WaterAid's mission is to transform the lives of the poorest and most marginalized people by expanding and improving access to safe water, sanitation, and hygiene.
We will keep our drinking water clean and safe. We and our children will be healthy.
Don't miss out on this educated show that gives women and girls a space to air their voices about issues that bother on water, sanitation, and hygiene. Her voice every Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on True FM.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Her Voice. It's a 1 hour program brought to you by Water Aid Liberia, together with the Liberia Watch Consortium with funding from Irish Aid. This program airs on Truth FM Tuesday at 11 a.m. Her Voice is a platform dedicated mainly to issues that surround women and girls, providing a forum to discuss and elevate their voices on issues related to water, sanitation, and hygiene. Watch for short. Through the show, we aim to share and collaboration, knowledge and information, influence decision making, encourage collaboration, and generate ideas to enhance women's access to sustainable health and services, to clean water, proper sanitation facilities, good hygiene practices, nutrition, and sexual reproductive health and rights. So, our goal is to empower women. Let me say this again. Our goal is to empower women by enabling them to access and afford these crucial services, thereby providing overall health and well being. So, my name is Magdalene Finasa. I'm here with Princess Zuza. So, let's take this song again and we'll be right back. Right back. Yes, so this is our time. This is Her Voice radio program. Her voice is centered around women and girls. So let's take this one and yeah, a very short skit.
Let's not do it. Chisama,
Yes, Mabuse.
I come to you because you say there's something important to tell me.
Mabuse, thank you for coming. That's what I like about you. Just the other day, I went to visit the other town and saw that the chief and his people were very healthy. He told me that he half of running storming to catch his people. When I asked for the reason why he and his people were so healthy, he told me that the other people told them to make sure to always drink clean and safe water, including hemp water. And because I want our women and children to be healthy like my friend who are people then, I want you, Mabuse, you the women.
Orange.
They're drinking water so children and animals can play around them. I also noticed that they can properly clean and cover their water gallons where they can get their drinking water.
Let me make sure I got all the sanitary items I need. I'm checking my list. Oh, yes. One more item. Let me have a big bottle of Dettol, yeah, across the board.
Yes, it. The total amount is 3,000 LD.
Okay, let me give you your money. Hey, my people. I can't find my purse. Lola, I left it on my kitchen table. My husband are rushing me too much. What's I'll do now?
Don't worry, Costa Homo. You can pay with your phone. Yes, the code here on the wall.
Awesome. Yes, I do have money on my phone.
With Orange Money, making payments for goods at your favorite store.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number one.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage,
Orange is the best.
fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best. Yes, Orange is the best.
Naratama, please woo. Copenhagen, that's the for Orange. Top of number one. Swing
Company is the Orange. I don't got it best.
Orange will make you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, Orange is
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun. Money.
I would like to fund my account at any time, even here.
Right here, right now.
Here too.
Without moving an inch.
Here will be just perfect.
Henceforth, send money to your Orange Money account from your bank account and vice versa directly from your mobile phone. A simple and fast solution that is always available to ensure a permanent access to your.
Welcome back. So today we have with us in studio, Zeze Koluba. He's the manager, advocacy manager, communications and advocacy manager at Water Aid Liberia. And then we also have Timothy Pe, head of Wash Caucus Secretariat, and Erikson Monga Jr. He's a resource officer in the offices of Honorable Matthew Joe. So together we're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to do a post analysis of the an event that was um, held this on Friday at the Bolivar Palace, and it was all about the relaunch of the Legislative Caucus. So, with no waste of time, let me open the microphone and welcome in our guests for the show today. But before then, Princess, how you doing? I see you between twists and turns. Thank you for the support.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now let's join our guest. Chief, how you doing, Mr. Conrad?
How are you?
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
Should I say Happy New Year because you just, since January, not just seeing you, but on her voice.
Okay, yeah, let me say Happy New Year to you too. We are in March.
Yeah, we're in March.
So let me say Happy New Year to the entire QFF family. And I'm here with my colleagues from the WASH Legislative Caucus, but I'm from Water Aid. Recently, there was an event that was held in Central Monday regarding the relaunch of the WASH, that is the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Legislative Caucus. The organizers, my colleagues that are sitting here, they're going to be talking more about it. So I will just turn to Tomete, who will just tell us what the event was all about, and then we're going to take it on.
Okay, so for the sake of our audience, those who are listening, you can just call your name and then your position, so they know who's actually speaking.
All right. So again, thanks for hosting us. I'm Timothy Ware, the Executive Director of United Youth and Head of Secretariat of the Legislative WASH Caucus. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the invite. As a matter of fact, this is my first time appearing in your cruising studio. I'm so honored. I'm Erison C.L. Mungo Jr., the resource officer in the offices of Honorable Matthew Joe, and also a member of the WASH Legislative Caucus Secretariat.
Okay, so let me go to the chairperson, who heads the secretariat. That's Mr. Tumete. Is the position right? I don't want to be held in contempt.
Head of Secretariat.
Head of Secretariat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a post analysis of the relaunch of the WASH Caucus that was held this on Friday. Yeah.
All right. So again, thanks for the opportunity. Before the forum, we were here discussing the essence of that meeting and the benefits and what were expected. And then today we are here to tell you exactly how the meeting went. On the overall, that was very great. And that was my first time to see a huge number of lawmakers putting in to address issues affecting the people at the community level. It shows some signs that, look, as a country, we are ready to take ownership. We have always complained about us as citizens taking ownership of our programs and activities in country, and learning from the past where you have other institutions or government officials from the past. They are now actually been taking ownership and looking up to government international partners to take lead in some of the issues. What we saw recently in our forum, as a government, as a country, we are ready to move forward. And I'm really, really grateful to all of our caucus members under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Goswa and all the rest of the caucus members, our powerful secretariat members who work very hard to make that program a success, and not forgetting our partners, Water Aid, for helping us with all the technical support, from Zeze and his boss, giving us also some financial support to have that program conducted. That was so far the high-level WASH events under this new government, and we really, really appreciated that, because you have the speaker, the deputy speaker, full participation in our program, and you have some top ministers of government, director, commissioners participating in our program. That was very wonderful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to give you a background of the event. Actually, it was intended to revamp the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Legislative Caucus of the 55th National Legislative Caucus of Liberia, and then looking at their TOR, that is the term of reference, and then drawing an annual plan for operations. The recent elections that was held, that is the national election. Um, Most of the lawmakers who were members of the caucus, unfortunately, did not make it back to the to the parliament. So
Okay.
as a result, new lawmakers have come in, and then they have come with new passion. So we thought it wise to bring them together, along with some former lawmakers who were there before, to have this lesson learned session,
Mm-hmm.
how they have been operating or doing in the caucus, and what lesson can be taken forward by the new members, and then to see how best to have a rebranding of the caucus, the visions that can be taken forth. Basically, the caucus are a group of lawmakers with vast interest
Mm-hmm.
in the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector. So they ought to be looking at policy reviews. They have to be looking at maybe making new policies. They have to be making financial appropriation. They have to be monitoring the system or the sector. They have to be, um, going back into the community, speaking with their communities, asking the communities what is it that we can discuss, knowing the issues, holding, the sector actors accountable regarding their investment or operations. Take for example, maybe a concession company has agreed on a particular social agreement, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't hear. You hear most times there are some, maybe they may not be going as according to the agreement. So it is the responsibility of the caucus um, to call them and have some this conversation with them. So those are some of the issues that the caucus was organized, and then we are happy that they have signed onto the pledge card. I understand 36 of them have signed onto the pledge card that is being um, um, documenting their full commitment,
Okay.
that is to champion the issue of WASH in the parliament. They're going to lobby for issues that are necessary for the WASH sector. Yes, so that's basically the essence of the event, looking at the revamp and then looking at the action plan. What is it that they're going to work? Looking at the working tool, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to have having a calendar event, when to do that, how to do that, what support they need, how they're going to work with the sector actors. And we as Water Aid will say yes. Um, in as much as we are in the country,
Mm-hmm.
we love to do this, and it's our passion, because at the end of the day, we want to see that there's clean water, decent toilet, and good hygiene for everyone everywhere in
Mm-hmm.
Liberia. And by 2030 is our global mission regarding that there's sustainable water, sanitation, and hygiene. So as such, we have to work locally and ensure that that happens. That is ensuring that there's this political will, and these are our policy makers, and we appreciate the interest of these lawmakers. That is from the office of the speaker, the deputy speaker, even the chair, Honorable Thomas Goshua, who has actually taken this with passion. And we
Mm-hmm.
know that there's leadership and there's passion, there's vision from the top. Obviously, you're going to have the right things in place, and we actually appreciate it.
Okay. So yeah, there is something you say about political will, and it's very essential when we are discussing these kind of essential issues in a country, especially with regards to water, sanitation, and hygiene. But let me go back to Tumete. Uh, you care to tell us? He just gave an overview of what happened um, this gone Friday. But about the relaunch, I would like to hear from Tumete as a chair on the secretariat. What are some of the plans they have in store? What are the what plans? What should we be looking up for? Because the public is concerned. What was all of those plans that they brainstorm and say this is what we're going to do. We're going to target this county, these counties. we are going to be doing this. We want to know the plans, your plan of action for the next, I don't know, how many years plan?
Just 1 year for now,
Okay.
and then there are still plans to go and add on to additional activities. But that retreat needed talk about some key activities, high level activities that the lawmakers will be taking on. Among those activities, the establishment of a standing committee. That was something that they agree upon that they're going to be taking forward. The issue of budget review. So before the budget go at the capital, there should be an opportunity given to all ministers, directors doing watch activities in the sector to brief the caucus, because they are there to advocate, they are there to lobby with their colleagues. So until they can effectively lobby, they should understand what is there for the watch sector, so that they can be able to lobby with their colleagues for the increasement of budget to the watch sector, and not forgetting nutrition. Another thing they talk about is the issue of accountability forum, where, as they mentioned, that they are very keen about money coming into the country. From national government, it's not just about appropriating funds, but how are we ensuring that those funds go into the direct people whose lives are affected at a community level. Can you imagine now that we're in the month of March, where there is no rain? Imagine children, women, girls on the streets, midnight, early morning hour at 4 a.m. They are waking up in long queue in all communities looking for water. At certain point, they will even go into argument, and some girls are affected by beating on them. Some girls are affected by men raping them in other communities because they had to wake up very early. So it's a very serious issues that the lawmakers are now taking forward to address. Look, if we can pay attention addressing the issue of safe drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene in the country, the health sector will improve, the agriculture sector will improve. Some women were telling me yesterday that all the plants of the crops that they tried to plant this year, everything died because of the weather. So it affects every other things that we do as people. So that's why they were able to agree on some of the key activities. They talk about building the capacity of the secretariat and even the lawmakers in specific areas, like their oversight function, the human rights aspect of water and sanitation. We have this group called sanitation water for all, that water is a pattern. They are working with them to ensure that they understand the basis of human rights. How do we protect the rest of the women, the girls, our people in the community? They have to reach areas. So these are areas that they are looking into. They are talking about monitoring a visit investigating mission by the caucus, where we'll be going to some concessionaires area, some communities to experience the life the people live, and come back and make informed decision. There's somebody talk about solid waste. I mean, cleaning the dirt on the street is not just sufficient. We need to dig deeper to understand those issues in the solid waste area, those issues in the sanitation area, those issues that affect safe drinking water, and now you have climate change. So these are issues that they were discussed and come up with agreeable and achievable actions that they will be working on in the next 1 year. And as we go to the climate 1 year, there will be additional 3 years action plan coming up. Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. To be an advocate, you wanted to add up? Yeah, I'll come to you. To be an advocate, you have to be very passionate, and that's what I see with the rest of you and the team, and including Water Aid, who is always there to sponsor these kind of programs or initiatives. So, Mr. Mongo, you've been a watch member. And also you are a member on you are part of the secretariat. And before you can say what you want to say, I just want to ask you what, because as Zize mentioned, lesson learned and experience, sharing. So what lesson, have you seen that those things that happen before, and you do not want, people who have signed up to the caucus not to get engaged with, because most of our plans cannot be achieved or were not achieved because because of some problem. So what some of the lessons that you think some lessons learned?
Yeah, basically, you see, the issue of water, sanitation, and hygiene is a very pivotal issue in our country. And so that is why the lawmakers are not taking this lightly. In terms of lesson learned, we would observe that in time past, most of the partners, okay, who are involved in the issue of water, sanitation, and hygiene in our rural communities, they go into these communities without partnering with the lawmakers of those districts.
Okay.
So, as a result of that, when they carry out any project like building hand pump or what have you, there is no plan left for sustainability. Okay, so when they leave, those projects will not be managed by the community dwellers. Ownership, the issue of ownership can actually be left out. So at that forum, many lawmakers studied right that it is important this time around that partners going into districts should ensure that the lawmakers are involved. So once the people see their lawmakers with these partners carrying on the project, they will take it as their own. Okay, then that comes in ownership. All right. So when these things are erected by the partners through the lawmaker, there will be proper monitoring evaluation. And the partner will be out, but the lawmakers in the district will ensure that his staff will go in those communities to monitor those things and see the proper use of them. That becomes, a sustainable project.
Yeah, Water Aid. I don't want to go there, but Water Aid is a non for profit, right? It's non-political. Yeah, so sometimes I don't know. I don't want to go deep into it, but sometimes a lawmaker now want to claim and say, we brought Water Aid, but Chief, can you speak to that?
We are not political. But,
yeah.
With the policymakers,
okay,
to ensure that there's leadership, there's this national drive.
Okay.
Because as partners, we will support the process, but we want to ensure that there's national sustainability. Water Aid may be around always. Other partners may not be around always. So as such, we want to work along with the government to ensure that at the end of the day, there's this national ownership. And that is why we are calling on the government to take leadership, especially when it comes to national financing. You may be aware that the sector, the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector is underfinanced, more than 95%. Some statistics say 98% is financed by the donor community. So just look at that minute portion that is supported by the government. And we as partners, we are saying government needs to contribute more, to match the partners' funding. And that's why we launched a 5-year country program strategy last year, looking at 3 basic areas, ensuring that there is sustainable water, sanitation, and hygiene coverage, that is universal coverage in a particular geographical location in Liberia. Because water is just an institution, and looking at the capacity to support the process. So we say, okay, yes, let's choose Tori District. So as such, we are working in Tori District, ensuring that there is sustainable water, sanitation, and hygiene. How do we do that? Is to ensure that there is local leadership in the district, because what we do at the top, take at the central government level, we want to see it replicated at the community level. So we selected a particular community, Tori District, and saying that we want Tori District leadership to take ownership. So that's where the lawmakers are going to come in and partners come in, because when there's local leadership, the the commissioners or the town chiefs are going to work and ensure what is enshrined in the contract is delivered. There's this social behavior change from the community members, because most times there's a myth water's supposed to be free,
Yeah.
or it comes from heaven, it comes from God, so there's no need for us to pay for it. But when the development partners come and construct a water facility, maybe they come back in Monrovia. How do you cater for the lack that will be broken? So as such, we want them to take that leadership, contribute towards it,
Okay.
and in all of the communities that we are working now, we see that zest from the citizens in the community, taking that ownership, ensuring that there is protection for it. Even at times when we're constructing facilities, they are around seeing to it that we monitor what is being constructed. And the safeguarding issue as well, we don't take it lightly. So when we construct, we ensure that there is safety, there is safety for the community, the wells and holes that we are digging, and we meet the highest international standards. So that's our niche as Water Aid. We work with the community. We also want to see that what we do is replicated in other communities, because Tori is just a model that we are working in. We want to see in the coming years, maybe after 5 years, we want to see what we do in the Tori district is something that will be replicated in other communities. But besides that, we also want to see that public health outcome is improved through better integration of WASH. 95% of the health facilities in Liberia do not meet the health standard for Liberia.
Wow.
Right? Take for example, if you go to the clinic, sometimes you notice that people that are expecting, the women that are expecting, doctors will have to leave them. Monrovia is not just Liberia, but I'm speaking about those that are in the leeward counties or in the communities. Doctors will have to leave and go to the stream to fetch water. What happens between there? Sometimes at the end of the day, people carry on services. If nurses carry on services, there is no water. So as such, because water is the first point of contact, no babies that are born, we want them to have access to clean and decent water, sanitation services and facilities. So as such, we want to focus on that. Besides that, the sector cannot operate on its own. So we want to mobilize $13 million annually. We cannot do it on our own, but with our track record of advocating and collaborating with partners, we say yes, we can do this.
From what is angle?
Like I said, we want to mobilize $13 million annually. So it's not like, although we are giving some direct contribution, but to work and use our influence, we're going to do that locally with partners. We're going to do that with yes, like I said, with partners, and that's why we are calling on the government to contribute. Currently, the government is contributing $1.8 million.
That's
annually.
where I wanted to go right
We
now.
want to see that increase by $8 million.
1.8 million.
Yes.
That's I don't have it, but I'm like chicken chin.
Yes, the WASH sector investment plan has expired, and that plan says there's a need for $120 million annually, and you have 1.8 being contributed.
No, please say that again.
He's saying that the WASH sector plan, which has expired in 2016, says we need $120 million annually, right? And then the government contribution is around $1.8 million. So we want to see that increase to $8 million. We're also looking at the development partners. Okay, partners, how can you contribute? Okay, let's estimate. Partners, can you contribute $8 million? We want to see the private sector investment as well, maybe by close to $1 million. So if you add the $8 million, if you add if you add the $8 million, if you add the $4 million, and then the 0.2, that should be around $30 million annually that we're talking about. So that's why we want to see increased financing into the sector. Yeah.
So let me ask again. So what you actually want? How much do you want in a budget for from the government side? Let me ask again.
Yes. So to answer
Yeah.
that, we from the civil society at the secretariat level, we have international commitments
Mhm.
made by governments across the world, including the government of Liberia. In 2015, there was this interconnect declaration where all countries also commit 0.5% of their GDP. Up to present, Liberia, when you look at the current statistics, Liberia has 0.000 no point out of 1 or 2 of our GDP. So it means that we are nowhere. So we civil society and the members of our international partners, we are appealing to the government to see if our GDP, we can have up to 2% allocated of our national budget to water and sanitation program. That would make a very good beginning looking at the arrest agenda and look at the different challenges that we have in the sector, because we cannot keep running this sector based on donor support. In the past, you have institutions like Oxfam were in the country. Oxfam was one of the leading groups providing water services. Today, they are no more around. So what happened to those services provided? What happened to those communities? So you need government not just to allocate funding from national level,
Mhm.
but we're also looking at the local level, the county council. When we go for our county setting, the social development funds, the county development funds, those concessions companies operating in those counties. That's why our lawmakers come in to start reviewing some of those agreements. Those mineral agreement, those social agreement. What are we contributing to the water sector? For example, businesses that pay taxes to government. If we pay tax to government, is there opportunity to allocate certain percentage while you have the road fund? Because water is life. We lost over 3,000 people in the country every year due to poor sanitation from statistics from the World Bank. We lost 17.5 million every year because of poor sanitation, the lack of safe drinking water. So if we invest more into the water sector, you will reduce the death rate. You will bring more money into the country, into the economy. You will reduce the burden on the health sector. So that's why we are calling on our government and looking at the new leadership of the WASH Legislative Caucus, beginning with the speaker. Every time, even if you were to meet with the speaker today, he will tell you, look, the last time we met with him, with Water Aid, a country director, he told us clearly that it is time that this government should finance commitment made internationally, so that when we are reporting globally, Liberia will be counted among countries that are making contribution to the water sector. We should be a country that other countries should learn from. For example, the WASH Caucus, we were one of the first countries in the world that established WASH Legislative Caucus. Today, you have America, you have other countries doing the same. When we talk about other achievements in the water sector, Liberia has made them making progress in terms of being an example to the world. So we need to take ownership of that good news that those progress that we've been making, so that those progress can be sustainable as a country. Yeah.
To tell you,
Please go.
Great about this, especially when it comes to water financing.
Mhm.
We have just also one of the government officials to Thailand on this global WASH financing conference, and it's intended to have this experience sharing, to report about what the country has done, and to bring back lessons.
Who is that?
From he's the controller at the National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission.
Okay.
I just forget his name, but he's currently in Thailand on that conference. Besides that, we supported the Ministry of Finance. One of the senior staff that is there, the senior budget officer, and the National Nutrition Secretariat to Zambia on this nutrition financing, to go also to understand and also report and take lessons and come back and apply, the good lessons from those international conferences, how best we can work together as a sector. We are very hopeful. Upon the return, we are working on the track frame with a World Health Organization, WHO. That is, it's a system that we're working with to see how we track the finances that are coming into the sector, because international or probably the donors cannot be supporting the process and there's no accountability towards it. So our financing aim is to ensure that there's both quality and quantity of financing, and the accountability aspect of that is something that we actually care about. So there's a system that we intend to work with WHO on to ensure that what is put into the system is accounted for, where is it going, how it's being used. And when you have transparency, when you have accountability, there's a likelihood that people are going to invest more. So that's what we want to look at. And always there are systems we want to work with local the national institutions, that is the Ministry of Health, the National Wash Commission, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, that when it comes to wash accountability, data reporting, you're going to have a one-stop shop that you can find any information on wash. That is what we want to that is what we want to do, and we know with the support from the government, the national leadership, that is going to happen in the no distant future.
Okay, so before we will place a call to Prince Kwekpla. He will give us an update on the upcoming World Water Day. That's March 22nd. But every one of you talking about the issue of accountability. You want to audit the past caucus. You want to audit the watch. That erasing Mr. Mongo and Tumete can talk about that. You want to what do you is it because when we're talking about accountability, we have to audit, we have to bring in the issue of auditing. Yes, but I don't know how it's actually going to be done, or you only want to focus on now and the future, or and forget about the past.
The issue of auditing is very important, okay, in every sector. But as a matter of fact, the establishment of this legislative caucus was just a few years back, and there is a caucus that has not been given funding and by national government yet. So they are not being supported. We are trying to establish, put together the entire operation of the caucus. Now, thank God for the partners, Water Aid and what have you, who are coming in a way to provide this education. Right now, it is the issue of knowledge building. When the knowledge has been built with our lawmakers, then they can put in the expertise to ensure that funding comes to this sector. Like Timothy said, on an annual basis, every government should commit themselves on 0.5% of the GDP. But Liberia is far back, far beyond. So this has not been going on. So it is a information and knowledge now. We are trying to compare and put these things together. So it's not a business come in now, but we are just trying to establish, put ourselves in order.
And the issue of accountability, one of the things that will actually help this country is, and that's what the caucus is doing, is to make sure that when you give people responsibility, for example, the House or the legislature is responsible to do appropriation, approve the budget, and for implementation, they don't implement. So for those who are doing the implementation, at certain point of the budget year, you will want them to report back to you who gave them the money, to understand what they have done. For example, in District 1, Basso, District 2 in Rivers, all the parts that they are working, all the communities that they are working in, you want them to give you some updates that will encourage you, that will impact the lives of your people, so that when you go back to plenary, and when there is time to debate the budget, you will stress more on putting more money into the water sector. But if you put, for example, the last time we had 500,000 allocated for sanitation, mapping, and other stuff, and that money was cut down to 250,000. And at the end of the budget year, the entire money totally disappeared. And then you want the lawmakers to keep putting money into that? No, they will need clarity. So that's where the accountability come in. And that's a process where, when the forum is organized, those ministries and agencies will come and make a report and provide updates and to the lawmakers to get better understanding of how they are doing their program and how those programs impacting the lives of the people, because we need to understand the cultural rules and the functions of the lawmakers. Nowadays, we community dwellers running behind lawmakers to build hand pumps. We want them to build toilet. No, that is not what we elect them for. We elect them to make the referral law, to make laws and do the proper oversight. So the accountability is part of the oversight function, where they have to ensure that money that is allocated is used for the internal purpose, and the people that they represent are benefiting. And that's why we are grateful to the leadership that we have now, and even from the past and current, that they are going to take this issue of WASH very seriously. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. It's good to have you on. Oh, okay. All right. So, yes, yeah. So, okay. It's like he's between quiz and turns, and yeah. So that we'll be taking calls. We have 11 minutes to go, and we'll be taking calls on 0777 25 38 19. But right on the wall, what would be your oh, what else you know? How is it going to be? Yeah, because talk about
So we want to use this event in partnership with the government. The National WASH Commission, in collaboration with the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, is leading this, bringing all sector partners together, talking about development partners, the civil society organizations, community members as well, to highlight the issue about water, sanitation, and hygiene. And I understand it's going to center around peace. So how do we use water? Water for peace. So, according to the planning committee, it's going to be we're going to have a sporting event, an indoor program. There will be a parade, and it's in Central Monrovia, but I don't want to jump the boat regarding the planning process, but the planning committee members can speak more about that. But I know there will be an indoor program. There will be speakers just talking about various topics, and there will be, prior to that, we're going to have outreach sporting events with students or high schools competition. Award going to be awarded. Yeah, trophy award going to be awarded to the winning teams, and we're going to use those moments to also disseminate messages around water, sanitation, and hygiene, and including nutrition. Remember, we are member of the Liberia Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene Consortium that focuses on nutrition. So working together with Action Against Hunger, Concern Worldwide, on the nutrition project. Although there are other institutions working on who are member of the Liberia WASH Consortium, but on the nutrition project we have 3 institutions, and WaterAid leads on the advocacy initiative. I just wanted to come back on the issue of accountability. We focus more on social behavior change in the community. If you go down into our various communities that we work in, take for example Tori, maybe Grand Cape Mount, we work with local community members called the Community WASH Committee. They have oversight on probably the sanitation facilities that we are building there, the water facility they are there to manage. And as such, we have triggered this sense of collaboration between the citizens and the Community WASH Committee. Periodically they meet, they check their finances, their normal collections or dues, and they are accountable to the citizens how much they pay. So if we can trickle that, the citizens understand what it means to be accountable. Whenever an institution gets into their community, they know exactly what are the terms and agreement that institution is supposed to live by, to at the period or the deliverables within the terms and agreement. Yes, so we have trickled that ownership at the community level, and we want to see that at the national level. So we are working from the top to the bottom and the bottom to top, and yeah, that's what we are.
Key issues that concerns key issues that concern water sanitation and hygiene in Liberia. So, Mr. Vizio Poluba, Communications and Advocacy Manager at Water in Liberia, Timothy Fair, Head Large Concourse Secretariat, and Mr. Emerson Longa Jr. is also a member of the large legislative caucus. Did I see you at the event on Friday?
I was there. I was the MC.
Are you even getting space to say like just get a university? All right, so it was actually a wonderful time, and I was really impressed with the attendance of the lawmakers. Yes, coming in and it's a great start. Yeah, so I want to commend all of them who took upon the time to attend that meeting, and we hope that it will not just be papers work, but it will be implemented. Yeah, so 077253819 will take at least you what is your 2 right? Okay.
Okay, so as Water Aid, we want to make sure that our messages, especially when it comes to water sanitation and hygiene, reaches everyone everywhere. So as such, to listen to more messages on WASH, you
Okay.
can dial 321. It's for free, and you just want to follow the instruction, and you can get more messages from Water Aid when it comes to water sanitation and hygiene.
So I
Yes,
just have to dial what?
231.
Two, three,
Yeah.
one.
Sorry,
Okay. Any
sorry,
any
sorry.
any
Not 231. It's three
three,
three two
three,
one.
three, two. Last week I already got hard,
Yeah,
so I'm getting it.
321.
Yeah, 321.
It's for free. Just dial it, and you're
Okay.
going to get the messages just at your disposal. So we are bringing the message right to your mobile phone. You don't have to pay any connect cost for that. Yes, I think Tomite has listened to it as well, and
Oh yes.
yeah, so it's in Kolokwa, so you don't have
Okay.
it's especially
Let me
for
let me squeeze in this person. Hello.
Yes, good morning. And good morning to you again.
Yes, sir.
This is our Brian and Corporal Cardwell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm amazed with the two again, the presentation this morning. They spoke quite well.
Okay.
And water remains to be a major challenge in our country. Imagine in urban Liberia, Monrovia, parts of Cardwell, parts of Broadville, there is no pure water, there is no drinking water, safe drinking water for people to dispose of people. So it remains to be a serious challenge even in urban Liberia.
Okay.
Some of the rural parts of this country. So I think the government has to do more in investing in the water and hygiene sector of Liberia. Like the rest said, if we invest more in the sector, we improve the health position of our country, we reduce the burden of on the health sector. I think it's important that we call on our international partners as well to help invest even more in the sector. It's kind of important. I hope that they go far with these kind of different awareness and implement some of the most needed projects across even urban Liberia, because like I said to you, right in Broadville of all places, Cardwell.
Mm-hmm.
Cardwell that people to the water treatment plant, the water is super. Cardwell does not have a safe drinking water. It's an issue.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. So yeah, we have to look into that. So thanks a million. Thanks for the time.
Okay, sir. Well, yeah, you put it right. So I think he will be the only caller for today, and so you listen to him.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, he spoke about
serious concern in that call. Well,
serious concern. And in fact, it's not only about water, but we want to encourage people to not poo in the open. So
open
yes,
defecation.
so together with United Youth, we are
Yes.
working seriously on an initiative or awareness initiative called Dumb People There. So
You know, it's still in the morning hour. So when we're talking about how
yes,
we
so
want to polish it a little
no,
bit,
no,
but
I don't intend to polish it. Don't poo in the open because it's not good. You know,
oh my
poo
God.
in the open, it causes pollution. It causes it makes you to attract germs, and at the end of the day, you get sick. You know, it's just bad. Nobody want to see that friend poo. So please don't poo there. Yes.
Okay. So my parting comment would be again, thanks to True FM. You've been there with all through this advocacy, but there is a wake-up call to all communities, to all districts. We want you to call on your lawmakers to join this thing. Because for me, I mean, personally, apart from what I do, when I wake up in the morning, I see children all in the streets with containers, with buckets. I mean, they're confused. They don't even know where to get the next water from. They go to a pump, they go to a well that people are not giving them the chance to even get a water to drink, to even draw and go to school. So it's a serious challenge. We're working on a plan where we'll be pronouncing those who are signed onto their commitment, and we call on our district, we call on the rest of the lawmakers.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you to True FM family for inviting us here to enlighten the Liberian people on the importance of WASH. So we very grateful for that. And we want to say that we are open. We always come here to give this information to our people, especially the people in Big Cannon City, Grand Bassa County, and district. Okay, and we will be going there because PSR, the head of PSR has said they want 30 million grant where there will be any open defecation in 5 counties. If Grand Bassa happen to be one of the counties, so we'll be going there to educate our people, inform them on how these things work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
We will continue to work with our partners and the government and CSO to ensure that there is access to clean water, decent toilet, and good hygiene for everyone, everywhere. To listen to more messages on water in Liberia, you can dial 321 just for free. Thanks for listening.
321. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate Mr. Zizi, Mr. Monga, and Ms. Quay. It was a wonderful time having you on her Voice radio program. Thanks to Princess. Thanks for all your support. Thanks to Rachel Lucini for the setup, and Atta Butler as well. So on that note, we see you on next week. It's going to be a wonderful time. Communications Incorporated.